Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal. Nvidia earnings is due about 2 weeks from now. Let's reevaluate Nvidia expected price range before earnings using financials and forward PE. Now, let's get started. Let's start with financials. On your screen, you see financial history for Nvidia for last 5 quarters. The good thing about Nvidia compared with other AI stock is you see, in all areas of the financial data, NVIDIA is showing growth both at quarter over quarter and year over year. Take a look, column H and column I. Quarter over quarter growth in revenue is 21.96%. Net income 32.90%. And also year over year 265% and 770%. And the profit margin, gross margin, and EBITDA margin, that is earning before interest, taxes, and depreciation, both year over year and quarter over quarter. Significant growth. Also, the EPS actual, quarter over quarter and year over year, both going in the right direction. Free cash flow per share, also going in the right direction. Debt to equity ratio, quarter over quarter, decrease. That's also very good for any company. I showed you similar financial data for other AI companies, but we saw that in some areas they are lagging. But NVIDIA is not lagging in any area. So this time's earning release will be very important. We need to focus on two areas in the earning release. One, the EPS actual. I'm sure NVIDIA should be able to beat the expectation. The second most important thing is the margin percentage. So once they release the earning, we need to take a look if their margin percentages are well below year over year growth and quarter over quarter growth. If they're below, then probably won't be a good sign for Nvidia in the long term. Let's talk about EPS more in detail. Going to this tab. So this has the EPS projected and the actual data for last 6 quarters. You see, in all of the 6 quarters, with the exception of just 1 quarter, NVIDIA was able to beat the earnings. So on average, NVIDIA was able to beat the earning probably 12%. So I'm hoping in this quarter, they should be also able to beat the earning probably about 10%. If they beat below 10%, I don't think it would be a good sign for NVIDIA. And also we have the earning projection for next 4 quarters, and each quarter you see the earning projections growth. So Q4 versus Q1 is 23% growth from this quarter to Q4 2024. And that's a very good growth. Now let's talk about forward PE ratio. You see this table on your screen. I updated this table with the latest EPS forward, EPS trailing 12 months, adjusted closing price for last 4 weeks. And I also calculated the P ratio with respect to trailing 12 months EPS and the P ratio with respect to forward EPS. We also call it forward P ratio. At this point, NVIDIA forward P ratio is 38.91. So this is not too high. And I also have this table. This has the trailing P and the forward P for last 13 quarters. And I also calculate the median, min, average, and the maximum forward PE for last 6 quarters. So I did not include this one because this looks to me an outlier. We also have this table. This has the EPS actual and the EPS projected for last 13 quarters and the earnings surprise. I also calculate the minimum, average, the maximum earnings surprise. And also I did not include the outliers in the calculation. For example, the negative values and also this one. It's too low. And also I have another table that has EPS projection for next 4 quarters. These guys. So now we have enough data to calculate the min, average, and the maximum price projections for NVIDIA before the earnings. So I already did the calculation. Let me go over with you. For the minimum, I'm using the EPS forward, and then the second factor is R28. That is the minimum value for the forward P for last 6 quarters that are more relevant. And the third factor is the earning surprise. That is this guy. For the minimum, I'm putting 0 because I do not want to use the negative earning surprise, because that will mess up my calculations. The average, same formula, H4, that is EPS forward, and then S28, that is the average value for the forward P for last 6 quarters. The third one is the earning surprise, the average value. And that gives 829, the average NVIDIA expected price before earnings. The maximum, same formula, EPS forward. The second factor, this guy, forward PE for last 6 quarters. And the earnings surprise, the maximum for last 13 quarters, excluding outliers. So that gives 969. So this is the price range for NVIDIA before the earnings. I do not expect NVIDIA to touch 1000 before the earnings. It may touch after the earnings based on my understanding. At this point, NVIDIA is at 887, that is above average price, but still there is some room for NVIDIA to go further up before the earnings. So that's all for today. I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more tomorrow. Take care.